Ja, es spoilert mir alles.
I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story
Okay, das heißt
first.
zurückgesetzt.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Ich glaub, wir können sogar gleich nochmal rechts gehen. Nur damit wir es hier kaputt machen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ich weiß nicht, ich habe Angst, dass es gleich passiert. Ja, da hinten ist alles kaputt, dann gehen wir links um. Jetzt ist er auch noch okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Da unten,
upstairs
da
to his
war
boss's
bestimmt,
office.
war hier eine Treppe nach unten. Nur er hat es wieder hier zugemacht, damit ich eben nicht runtergehen kann, weil da sind Türen. Okay, da ist das Büro.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Ich weiß nicht, ob es funktioniert. Gut, war Nightshark 155, oder? Ja. Funktioniert tut's aber nicht.
Stanley spoke the
Ah,
code.
115, okay.
Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Okay, Nightshark 115. Es funktioniert nicht. Nachteil
I'm sorry,
115.
is there a problem?
Okay, ja, ich kann nicht
You
reden, tut
didn't
mir leid.
mishear me, did you?
Schau mal diese
Please
Business-Strategie
speak
an,
the code
also
into the
hier,
receiver. Otherwise we
Geschäftsstrategie,
can't get
Panda
on with the
töten.
story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it?
Kann ja nichts tun.
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you had better things to do. I
Ja,
asked you for
ich kann
this
nichts dafür.
one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a two open doors, he entered the door on his
Ah, so sieht also aus. Ja. Geh.
Hello?
Achso, ja, ich kann ja nicht gehen, wenn ich hier oben bin.
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Fans.
I need you to walk through the door.
Kann ich da runter? Nein.
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything okay?
War das jetzt das Ende?
Stanley, this is important.
Das war echt das Ende. Ja, da gibt es bestimmt auch andere Wege. Ich werde die alle
We
aufnehmen.
cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you
Ah,
do.
das heißt...
Simply need
Okay. Also ich glaube, egal was ich mache, das Spiel startet sich immer wieder neu. Bis ich halt wirklich frei bin von dieser Endlosschleife. Und jetzt bin ich ja quasi jetzt auch, weil ich ja wirklich frei bin.
The story needs him.
Und ja, was heißt frei? Ich bin nicht mehr in Stanleys Körper, aber ich bin hier oben, komme hier nicht mehr raus, also bin ich wieder gefangen.
You're listening to
Aber das weiß er ja nicht, der Erzähler. Also bin ich frei. Und das Spiel startet sich nicht neu. Hoffe ich mal.
You're correct. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need. Stanley,
Oh, okay. Ja, ich würde sagen, wir schauen, was die anderen Enden sein können oder sind.
All of his co-workers
Die Hälfte wurde uns eh schon von ihm gespoilert.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Ähm,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
hoppla. Ich würde sagen, wir machen auch mal einen Weg, wo wir einfach das machen, was uns... diesmal gehen wir durch die linke Tür. Und schauen, was da passiert. Oder ob wir die anderen Enden noch herausbekommen. Ja, wie immer, jede Tür abgesperrt. Das kotzt sich langsam an, dem Game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Nee.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Wir werden auf keinen Fall zurück zum Pfad gehen. Ich will jedes Ende finden jetzt und... Bestimmt sind dann eh, ja, angepisst, zeig ja.
To make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Auch wir bleiben trotzdem. Einfach aus dem Grund, weil es den Erzähler total provoziert.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Ja, genau. Weil ich ja nicht interagieren will. Ich drücke die ganze Zeit hier die Sachen an, aber ich kann ja nicht interagieren.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Jawohl.
Standing around doing nothing?
Um dich zu provozieren.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Tja, er ist selber schuld. Wenn die Kammer da ist, dann gehen wir auch in die Kammer. Und wir bleiben auch in der Kammer.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Ja, ich will jedes Ende haben. Also, so einfach ist es.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid.
Hey!
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That old
Okay.
drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Ja, das ist die Wahrheit. Ich bin wirklich süchtig nach Prostituierten.
Well,
Immer.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Nein. Werden wir auf keinen Fall machen. Vor allem, wenn ich ja hier an meinem PC kollabiert bin, dann werde ich auch nicht zum Gang gehen können. Ja gut, ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob er dann wieder jetzt reagiert oder ob ich wirklich rausgehen soll, damit es weitergeht. Ja gut, passiert wohl nichts mehr. Schade, dass kein Besenkammer hinten gibt.
Second player. It's good to have you on board.
Ja genau.
You
Bin
can't
immer noch der
be one
gleiche.
person. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Genau, wir gingen nach unten. So wie er es gesagt hat.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Wo kommt das Auto? Wie
He
kommt das
considered
Auto
the
da rein?
possibility of facing
Oh.
his boss, admitting
Ja
he had
gut,
left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking
nee.
mysteriously out of existence.
Okay, wir laufen wieder im Kreis.
For no reason at all. None
Super
of it
geil.
made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Zum Beispiel?
For example, why couldn't he see his feet?
Warum sehe ich meine Füße nicht? Warum schließen sich
Why
Türen?
did
Kennen wir.
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Ja,
Were
die
they
Gl-
simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
Genau, ich
This is all
träume.
a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying.
Genau, wir
Began
fliegen.
to gently
Wir fliegen
float
echt.
off the ground.
Oh, geil.
Then he imagined himself soaring
Wieso
through
fliegt er nicht da
space
hoch?
on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was
Geil.
so much
Magical
fun, and
Starfield.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Nein, ich will
And
wieder in
then
Starfield.
perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head?
Ja,
dictating
genau. Warum bist du
everything
da?
I'm doing and thinking?
Ist es neu?
Now the voice was describing itself being
Weiß nicht.
considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very
Nein,
odd,
ist nicht neu.
and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Doch, ist ein Traum. Ist es ein Traum.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That this was a dream.
Genau. Ist ein
So
Traum.
he
Ich hab die
closed his
Kontrolle.
eyes gently, and he
Nein,
invited
nicht die Augen
himself
zumachen.
to wake up.
Nein.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Ja, das ist alles, was ich möchte.
I want
Bitte.
my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Ich bin nicht okay, ich bin behindert. Ich darf ich nicht sein. Ich bin verrückt. Wo komme ich von da?
Screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just
Machen wir den
someone
Bildschirm
tell me
rot.
I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Nein. Bitte nicht.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Although she was
Nein,
soon turned to
wieso?